Today we're going way back in time to one of the most important parts of U.S. history, the Civil War. Join me as we journey back to the 1960s and examine these colorized photos of those who lived during this challenging period. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Approximately 620,000 young men gave their lives during the conflict. The American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, stands as one of the most devastating conflicts in United States history, with approximately 620,000 young men losing their lives. This staggering loss of life represented a significant portion of the population at the time, reflecting the war's brutal intensity and the harsh realities of 19th century combat. The conflict, rooted in deep-seated issues like slavery and states' rights, not only reshaped the nation's political and social landscape, but also left a profound personal impact on countless families and communities. The death toll, which exceeded American losses in many other conflicts combined, highlighted the tragic cost of a nation divided. This immense sacrifice of young lives is a poignant reminder of the war's severity and the enduring scars it left on the American psyche. Federal wagon train entering Petersburg, Virginia, April 1865. In April 1865, a pivotal moment unfolded as a federal wagon train entered Petersburg, Virginia, symbolizing a significant turn in the American Civil War. This event marked the near conclusion of a long, arduous siege, where Union forces under the command of General Ulysses S. Grant had encircled the city for almost 10 months. The arrival of the federal wagon train not only signified the logistical prowess and sustained effort of the Union Army, but also heralded the imminent fall of Petersburg, which had served as a vital Confederate stronghold. This was a critical juncture in the war, leading to the surrender of General Robert E. Lee at Aomax Courthouse shortly thereafter, effectively sealing the fate of the Confederacy. The image of the federal wagon train, often laden with supplies, reinforcements, and a sense of impending victory, etched itself into the American historical narrative as a symbol of perseverance and the turning tide in one of the nation's most tumultuous periods. Captain George Custer and Lieutenant Washington. Captain George Armstrong Custer and Lieutenant James Washington shared a unique and notable relationship during a transformative era in American history. Lieutenant Washington, an African American and a former slave, served as Custer's orderly during the Civil War. In a time marked by racial divisions and intense conflict, their relationship was a remarkable anomaly. Washington was known for his dedication and bravery, often seen right alongside Custer in some of the most critical battles of the war. Custer, known for his flamboyant personality and aggressive cavalry tactics, showed a notable level of trust and respect towards Washington, a significant gesture considering the racial attitudes of that era. This relationship, transcending the typical boundaries of race and rank, highlighted a complex human connection amidst the backdrop of war and societal upheaval. The bond between Custer, a controversial figure in American military history, and Washington, navigating his path from slavery to military service, offers a compelling glimpse into the personal dynamics and social complexities of the Civil War period. Surrender at Aomax Courthouse, Virginia, April 9th, 1965. The surrender at Aomax Courthouse on April 9, 1865, is a momentous event in American history, marking the conclusion of the Civil War. On this day, General Robert E. Lee, the commander of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant. The surrender took place in the village of Aomax Courthouse, Virginia, effectively signaling the end of the Confederacy and the 4-year-long conflict. This event is remembered for its significant symbolism and the magnanimity with which Grant treated the surrendering Confederate soldiers, offering terms that helped to pave the way for reconciliation and healing of a nation torn by war. The surrender at Aomax Courthouse remains a pivotal point in American history, representing not only the end of the Civil War, but also the beginning of the long and complex process of national reconstruction and reunification. Union troops at the Battle off Seven Pines Fair Oak Station, Virginia, 1862. The Battle of Seven Pines, also known as the Battle of Fair Oaks, which took place near Fair Oak Station, Virginia in 1862, was a significant engagement during the American Civil War. Union troops, under the command of General George B. McClellan, faced off against the Confederate forces led by General Joseph E. Johnston. This battle was a part of the larger Peninsula Campaign, an ambitious Union operation aimed at capturing the Confederate capital of Richmond. The Battle of Seven Pines was marked by its confused and disjointed combat, partly due to the challenging terrain and poor weather conditions. Despite significant casualties on both sides, the outcome was inconclusive, with neither side securing a decisive victory. However, the battle had major implications. It halted the Union advance towards Richmond for a time, and led to General Robert E. Lee taking command of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, a turning point in the Civil War. Collecting remains of soldiers killed in battle near Cold Harbor, Virginia, 1865. The grim task of collecting the remains of soldiers killed in battle near Cold Harbor, Virginia, in 1865 was a somber reminder of the brutal nature of the American Civil War. Cold Harbor, known for one of the war's bloodiest and most decisive battles, witnessed an immense loss of life and left a landscape scarred by conflict. In the aftermath, teams were tasked with the heart-wrenching job of gathering the fallen, a process that was not only emotionally taxing, but also crucial for providing a proper burial and closure for families. This act of retrieving and identifying remains, often under harsh conditions, highlighted the human cost of war and the respect paid to those who sacrificed their lives. The battlefield of Cold Harbor, etched into American memory, thus became a site where the horrors of war were starkly confronted in the aftermath of battle. Transport steamer Bridgeport on the Tennessee River. The transport steamer Bridgeport, active during the American Civil War, played a crucial role in the Union's river operations, particularly on the Tennessee River. As a transport steamer, the Bridgeport was pivotal in moving troops, supplies, and equipment along this strategic waterway, which was a key artery for Union movements in the western theater of the war. The Tennessee River's significance as a supply and troop movement route cannot be overstated, and vessels like the Bridgeport were essential in maintaining the Union's logistical advantage in the region. The Bridgeport, with its characteristic sidewheel design, exemplified the importance of naval power and transport capabilities in Civil War strategies, underscoring how control of rivers often equated to control of the surrounding regions. USS Mota, 1864. The USS Mota, commissioned in 1864, was a formidable gunboat in the Union Navy during the American Civil War. As a double-ended, side-wheel steam gunboat, the Mendota was equipped with powerful artillery, including heavy Dahlgren guns, making it a significant asset in naval operations. It played a crucial role in the Union's blockade strategy, particularly in the waters of the Atlantic and along key rivers. The Mendota's service was highlighted by its participation in several major operations, such as the assaults on Fort Fisher, which were pivotal in cutting off supply lines to the Confederate forces. The vessel's ability to navigate both in open sea and riverine environments made it a versatile and valuable component of the Union's naval strength during this critical period of American history. Drummers of the Field Band of the 2nd Rhode Island Infantry. The drummers of the Field Band of the 2nd Rhode Island Infantry played a vital and symbolic role during the American Civil War. As members of a regimental band, these drummers were not just musicians, but also an integral part of the military framework, providing crucial communication on the battlefield through their drum beats. Their rhythms served as signals for various actions, from marching orders to rallying troops and coordinating maneuvers. The 2nd Rhode Island Infantry, known for its active participation in several key battles, relied on these drummers to maintain order and morale among the soldiers. The presence of these musicians, often young boys, added a poignant aspect to the war, as they were exposed to the harrowing realities of conflict while performing their duties. Their contribution, both musically and as a part of the military routine, underscored the diverse elements that composed Civil War regiments.